Duck the Great Western Engine. Duck the Great Western Engine, also known as Montague, was brought to take over from Percy as the station pilot at Tidmouth, as the workload there became too heavy for the little green engine to handle. Whilst Percy was showing him around the yard, Gordon, Henry, and James thought that they could take advantage of Duck and order him about. Duck wasn't prepared to be bullied by them, so he and Percy stood on the points outside the sheds, refusing to let the big engines in. The trouble was only diffused when the Fat Controller came to stop the noise and put all 5 engines firmly in their place. But from there on, Gordon, Henry, and James knew Duck would stand no nonsense. Fiercely proud of his great Western heritage, he worked for so many years at Paddington as a station pilot, and was exceptionally proud when City of Truro came to visit the yard with an enthusiastic special. He always tries his best to instill the qualities of Great Western efficiency to the other engines in the yard, often to their great annoyance. But Duck's no-nonsense approach didn't bode well with one engine in particular. Diesel thought he knew it all, and Duck was determined to show him otherwise. When Diesel shunted the wrong trucks in the yard, he was so angry with Duck that he told lies about him to have him removed from his position and sent away. Gordon, Henry, and James were furious at the stories that Duck had told the trucks, and the Fat Controller sent him to Edward Station for a while. It was there that Duck had great triumph and saved the day when some of Edward's trucks broke away. After a frantic chase down the line, he prevented a very nasty accident with James's passenger train when he finally brought the trucks under control. But it was not enough. He hurled through the yard and into a barber shop, frightening the customers. The barber lathered Duck's face with a shaving foam as punishment for the accident. But when the Fat Controller arrived and explained that Duck had been very brave, he was far more forgiving, and so were the other engines. Diesel had been found out, and Duck was given a hero's welcome when he returned to the yard a few days later. But he never let the experience taint him completely, and became one of the first engines to accept Boko to the fleet when he first arrived. After that, Duck went on to become a great member of the railway's team. On occasion, he would work at the harbor with Percy, where he helped take an injured man to the hospital following an accident at the regatta, and where he was confronted with Diesel again, only to see him undone, this time by his own stupidity. But Duck's resource and hard work shone through, and having run ballast trains from there for several years, the Fat Controller gave him the Awdry branch line to run with help from Donald, Douglas, and Oliver. From then on, it was known as the Little Western. Duck took Oliver under his wing when he first arrived on the branch line, and helped him overcome troubles after his initial embarrassing follies. He also helped Donald and Douglas heal their friendship when they fell out with one another, and supported Percy when Thomas was teasing him for being scared in the smelter's yard. He even tried to help Bill and Ben accept Derek the Diesel when he first arrived on the island, when the twins were expecting the worst out of the newcomer, who turned out to be quite nice. But Duck isn't above the odd practical joke, though. When he and Donald were arguing about Duck chattering all night, quacking like a duck, Duck's crew slipped a baby duckling into his tender's water tank. On another notable occasion, he had Peter Sam fretting that the Duke of Sodor had been scrapped, when it was, in fact, he meant dukes as in Great Western engines. In all, Duck is a hard-working, responsible, and really useful engine who is a credit to the Fat Controller's Railway and always keen to help his fellow engines when he is needed. That's great.